The internet is on fire tonight after Claressa Shields, the GWOAT herself, dropped a series of cryptic Instagram posts that left fans spiraling into speculation. No names were mentioned, no tags, no direct callouts. But the timing, the tone, and the captions were so sharp that everyone is asking the same question. Is she talking about Papoose? This bombshell comes just weeks after rumors exploded that Papoose had allegedly dumped Claressa in the messiest way possible, only to start crawling back to his estranged wife, Remy Ma. Now Claressa's social media activity has thrown gasoline on an already raging fire. Screenshots of her posts, black backgrounds with powerful quotes about betrayal, snakes in the grass, and men who play both sides are spreading like wildfire across blogs and gossip pages. Fans are tearing each post apart like detectives in a crime scene. One post read, "You don't lose a real one by cheating, you lose yourself." Another, "Some men confuse loyalty with possession until you remind them who you really are." The timing was too perfect, and the internet wasted no time connecting dots. So, is Claressa sending a direct shot at Papoose after being humiliated publicly? Or is she speaking in general terms, knowing full well how fans would react? Either way, her IG posts have reignited a scandal everyone thought couldn't get any messier. Claressa Shields has never been one to hold her tongue. Inside the boxing ring, she dominates with skill and power. But outside of it, she's just as fierce, never shying away from calling out anyone who crosses her. That's why her latest Instagram posts hit the internet like a freight train. Because when Claressa posts dark, cryptic quotes about betrayal, loyalty, and snakes hiding in the grass, people know she's talking about someone specific. And right now, all eyes are on one man, Papoose, to understand why fans are connecting the dots. We have to rewind to the messy saga that's unfolded over the past few months. Papoose, once celebrated as the king of loyalty in hip-hop, saw his reputation take a nosedive after whispers began that he had stepped away from his wife, Remy Ma. Their relationship had been a cultural blueprint for devotion. Pap stood by her during her prison sentence, raised their kids, and built an image as the ride-or-die husband the industry didn't think existed anymore. But somewhere along the way, things cracked. Rumors of arguments, distance, and tension began swirling. And in the middle of that storm, a shocking new connection surfaced. Papoose and Claressa Shields. At first, nobody believed it. Claressa, a boxing legend with her own empire, and Papoose, the lyrical Brooklyn veteran. The pairing felt random. But industry sightings and subtle social media hints painted a different picture. They appeared together at events, posted supportive comments under each other's photos. And soon blogs began to whisper, Pap has moved on from Remy and he's with the GWOAT. For Claressa, it seemed like validation. She wasn't just a boxing champion. She was now linked to one of hip-hop's most respected men. Fans even rooted for her, believing she was finally getting the kind of love story she deserved. But things took a turn. Allegedly, Papoose grew distant and Claressa started feeling sidelined. Then came the ultimate humiliation. Whispers that Pap wasn't just done with her. He was allegedly trying to rebuild things with Remy Ma. That revelation cut Claressa to the core. The woman who had dominated opponents in the ring was suddenly being painted as a rebound, a placeholder while Pap tried to crawl back to his wife. Claressa's response was raw and emotional. She went live multiple times, crying, calling out betrayal, and letting the world know she wasn't going to be played. Fans flooded her comments with love, but the damage was done. Her brand wasn't just undefeated champion anymore, it was heartbroken. Woman in the middle of hip-hop's messiest love triangle. Fast forward to today, and that's why her latest IG posts are making headlines. The captions were short but powerful. You don't lose a real one by cheating, you lose yourself. A king with two queens is no king at all. Some men confuse loyalty with possession until you remind them who you really are. None of these mentioned names, but the timing couldn't be ignored. Just days earlier, blogs had reported Papoose allegedly begging Remy to give him another chance. Photos of them leaving a restaurant together reignited the idea that Pap was officially done with Claressa. And now, these posts. Fans connected the dots instantly. Claressa was lashing. Out on Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked, her posts went viral within hours. Comment sections blew up. We know exactly who she's talking about. Pap, you fumbled the quote and made yourself look stupid. Remy better not take him back after this circus. Even celebrities started liking and commenting. A few female rappers and athletes dropped heart emojis under Claressa's posts, signaling support. Meanwhile, Remy Ma stayed silent, a silence that only fueled the fire. But here's where it gets darker. Insiders claim Claressa isn't just venting, she's holding on to serious receipts. Word is, she has private voicemails, texts, and even photos that could expose just how messy Pap was during their situationship. And fans are convinced these cryptic IG posts are just the warm-up that Claressa is gearing up to drop the bomb and end Pap's reputation for good. The background sets the perfect stage. Papoose. Once the loyal king, now dragged as the villain, Claressa. Betrayed and furious, turning her pain into cryptic jabs. Remy Ma, silent but looming. The queen who holds the real power in this love war, and with every IG post Claressa drops, the anticipation builds. Is she about to put Papoose on blast with receipts the internet isn't ready for? Or is she just letting him know she'll never be silenced? Because one thing's for sure, when Claressa Shields steps into a fight, whether in the ring or on Instagram, she doesn't swing unless she's ready to knock somebody out. The whispers around Claressa's cryptic Instagram posts had already set the internet on fire. But what happened next pushed the drama into uncharted territory. At first, people thought her quotes about snakes and kings with two queens were just subliminal shots. But then, the posts started to get personal. On her story, Claressa uploaded a blurry black and white picture of herself shadowboxing, with the caption, "Can't knock me down, not in the ring, not in life." Minutes later, another post appeared. Funny how a man can cry loyalty to one queen while entertaining another on the side. Fans didn't just speculate anymore, they decided. This was about Papoose. The timing matched. The words cut to "close," and the subtext was undeniable. Screenshots of the post spread like wildfire across blogs and gossip accounts. Shade Room slapped it on their feed with the headline, "Claressa throwing shots, fans think she's talking Pap." Reactions were brutal. Comment sections filled with snake emojis aimed at Papoose, while fans rallied around Claressa with boxing glove emojis and lines like, "KO him with the truth, champ." But here's where the conflict escalated. Alleged DMs between Claressa and a close friend leaked online. In them, Claressa supposedly wrote, "He told me I was the one, said Remy was the past, that he was done. Now he buck in her face like I never mattered. I should air everything out." The leak sent fans spiraling. If authentic, it was confirmation that Papoose had not only dumped her, but lied about leaving Remy behind in the first place. And then came the first twist. Papoose allegedly clapped. BACKA cryptic freestyle surfaced on YouTube, filmed at a small club appearance. In it, Pap spit, "Some queens temporary, one queen eternal. You can't fight love in a ring. It's internal." The crowd went crazy, and within hours, the clip went viral. Fans immediately interpreted it as a direct jab at Claressa, calling her a temporary queen while reaffirming his loyalty to Remy. It was the first time Pap had indirectly addressed the rumors, and it wasn't in Claressa's favor. Claressa's next move was explosive. She doubled down on Instagram, posting a fiery message. "You don't get to play with me, then hide behind rhymes. Say my name like a man if you bold enough." she added a snake emoji and a boxing glove. Leaving no doubt who she was addressing, that internet went nuclear. Fans screamed for Claressa to drop receipts. Blogs ran with headlines like, "Claressa Shields challenges Pap to say her name. Is this about to get you GLY?" Insiders whispered that Claressa wasn't bluffing. According to sources she had voice notes, screenshots, and videos of moments with Papoose. Things that, if leaked, would prove their relationship wasn't just a rumor, but very real. And if those receipts surfaced, it wouldn't just embarrass Papoose. They'd blow apart his attempts to crawl back into Remy's good graces. Meanwhile, Remy's silence was deafening. Every day she stayed quiet. The speculation grew louder. Was she ignoring Pap's attempts or secretly entertaining them? Fans spammed her comments with, "Sis, don't let him play you again." Others wrote, "Pap, still chasing you, queen. Handle that." The first major twist was undeniable. Claressa wasn't just dropping subliminals anymore. She was threatening to air everything out, and Papoose was firing back with music, slyly disrespecting her while romanticizing Remy. The triangle had shifted from whispers to war. And fans knew the next move could turn this drama into a full-blown MTV. Like, look at this. And we all know, I've been exploring. And we all know, I've been exploring that path. Slyly, disrespecting her. While romanticize, we are at why will I make. .co, why we are at why wa. I timed we are, my wa, at why wa, I can why it. Case to be out, we play to see, with no why wa, we want, we see, why wa, we sigh why, can we do you shimmy, we see you, we see, we this, we sigh, we so we get, I can it just suit a key cook her, I key to kick you, we did to tea you at, I could kick, I can he wit kick at me, I could a scar wig, if you cow wig, I get, I could have, yeah, Scandal. If part 3 felt explosive, what came next was nothing short of a nuclear detonation in hip-hop gossip history. Claressa had hinted, threatened, and teased, but now she went for the jugular. It started with a mysterious Instagram carousel post. The first slide, a blurry photo of a hotel hallway, time-stamped months ago. The second, screenshot of a FaceTime call, Papoose's unmistakable face grinning into the camera. The third, a cryptic caption, "Don't play with me. Proof lives in my camera roll." The internet lost its mind. Blogs scrambled to repost, fans flooded Twitter with theories. And hashtags like #PapReceipts and #CLARESS, a got proof, began trending. What shocked everyone wasn't just the alleged evidence. It was the timing. Papoose had only just thrown subliminal jabs in his freestyle, and now Claressa was escalating the war with visuals. But then came the real bombshell. A leaked voice note surfaced online, allegedly sent by Papoose to Claressa. In the recording, a man with Pap's unmistakable Brooklyn drawl says, "You know I love you, right? Don't ever doubt that. But things with Remy, it's complicated. She'll always have a piece of me. But that don't change what we got. You my piece." Within hours, the clip went viral. Fans debated authenticity. But the cadence, the tone, the slip-ups, it all felt too real. And if it was real, it meant Papoose had been feeding Claressa promises while still keeping Remy in his orbit. The internet erupted. Fans dragged Pap. He'd been gaslighting two women at the same time. SMH. Claressa ain't lying. Man, sounds guilty as hell. Others defended him, arguing the leak was doctored or out of context. But the damage was done. The seed of doubt had been planted, and Papoose's credibility took a massive hit, adding fuel to the fire. Claressa went live on Instagram, breaking down in tears. With mascara running and voice trembling, she said, "I never wanted it to get this far, but when you get lied to over and over again, when you give your heart and someone's still playing you, it breaks you. I gave everything, and all I got was empty promises." He made me believe I was his future. Now he out here rhyming about me being temporary like I was nothing? Nah, I was something." Her words cracked through the screen. Fans flooded the live with support, spamming hearts and angry emojis at Papoose. Claressa's pain felt raw, real, and impossible to ignore. But just as sympathy swelled for her, another shocking reveal flipped the narrative. A blog dropped an alleged text thread between Claressa and one of her close associates. In it, Claressa appeared to admit she knew Pap wasn't fully done with Remy, writing, "Yeah, I know he still sees her, but he told me he loves me too. That's enough for now." This leak painted a different picture, that Claressa willingly stepped into a love triangle, hoping Pap would eventually choose her. Fans were divided all over again. Some called her a victim of manipulation. Others accused her of knowingly playing the side role and then crying foul when it backfired. The back and forth didn't stop there. Papoose's camp allegedly reached out to a major hip-hop blog, denying everything. The statement read, "These so-called receipts are misleading. Papoose has never disrespected his marriage publicly or privately. People will do anything for clout." But the denial only fueled more suspicion. If Pap was innocent, why hadn't he come forward himself? Why use a third-party statement instead of addressing Claressa directly? And then, like gasoline on fire, Remy Ma made her first move. Out of nowhere, she posted a cryptic line on Twitter. "Funny how clowns always perform when they think the circus watching. Sit down." Fans instantly connected the dots. Was she calling Claressa the clown? Or was this aimed at Pap for causing the mess? The ambiguity made it even worse. Comment sections exploded, with thousands of fans tagging both Claressa and Pap, demanding clarity. The shocking reveal wasn't just Claressa's receipts. It was the fact that the love triangle had now spiraled into a three-way digital showdown. Claressa crying live, Pap rapping subliminals, Remy dropping cryptic shade. The war wasn't just personal anymore. It was public entertainment. And the biggest question loomed larger than ever. If Claressa had already dropped a hallway pic, a FaceTime screenshot, and a voice note, what else was in her vault? Rumors swirled she had hotel selfies, private videos, and more voice recordings. Those ever surfaced, Papoose's entire reputation as hip-hop's loyal husband could collapse overnight. But just when fans thought they'd seen it all, one last twist in Part 4 sent everyone into chaos. A mysterious anonymous account uploaded a short video clip allegedly showing Claressa and Papoose together in a car late at night. The man in the passenger seat looked exactly like Pap, hat pulled low, but the voice at the end saying, "You safe with me?" Baby sealed the speculation. The clip was grainy, shaky, and easily deniable, but it was enough to reignite the firestorm. Blogs labeled it the final nail. Fans screamed for Remy to respond. And Claressa reposted it with 3 words. "Now y'all believe?" The escalation was complete. This wasn't whispers anymore. This was receipts, voice notes, tears, and possible video proof. And the shocking reveal wasn't just that Papoose had been exposed, it was that Claressa was willing to burn the entire house down, even if it meant destroying herself in the process. If Claressa's emotional IG live and the alleged receipts were like fire, then the public reactions were the explosion that followed. By morning, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram were consumed with nothing but Claressa, Papoose, and Remy Ma. Hashtags like hashtag PAPOOSE exposed, hashtag CLARESSA speaks, and hashtag Remy responds dominated trending charts in the US, UK, and even trended globally. Fan ice reactions came fast and loud. One viral tweet read, "Papoose been the poster boy of loyalty for years, and now Claressa just pulled his whole card. My trust issues are up 3,000%. Another countered, "Y'all gullible. Claressa mad cause he ain't leave Remy." This all bitter energy, she exposing herself more than him. The division was clear. Half the internet painted Claressa as a betrayed woman standing up against manipulation. The other half dragged her for allegedly knowing she was second choice. And playing victim once things went sour. TikTok was no quieter. Creators reenacted the leaked voice note with captions like when he says you're his piece but still goes home to his wife. Others stitched Claressa's IG live tears with Remy's freestyle videos, mocking the entire situation as if it were a scripted soap opera. Within hours, edits had millions of views. But it wasn't just fans reacting. The hip-hop industry itself began weighing in. Rapper Jim Jones posted on IG stories, "Damn, I told y'all this rap love stuff gets messy. Loyalty ain't what it used to be." His comments stirred chaos, with fans accusing him of subtly siding with Claressa. Meanwhile, Fat Joe jumped into the mix during an IG live session, trying to defend Remy without mentioning names. "I don't care what the blogs say, my sis, Remy. Solid. Period. These people trying to drag her name in the mud for clout. Don't get it twisted." That statement got clipped and reposted everywhere, with fans debating if he was dismissing Claressa entirely. Female rappers also had their say. Cardi B liked several shady tweets that read, "These men will embarrass you if you let them." Fans immediately speculated Cardi was subtly showing support for Claressa. Meanwhile, Cash Doll tweeted SMH, "When you see red flags, don't ignore them." Sis thought she was special, but he'd been married how long? Clearly shading Claressa, which only fueled more online wars. The mainstream press jumped in too. Outlets like The Shade Room, Hot New Hip Hop, and Hollywood Unlocked turned the story into headline content. TMZ went further, claiming an anonymous source close to the couple told them Papoose was devastated by the leaks and concerned about the impact on his family brand. That phrasing sent fans spiraling. What family brand was left to protect after years of being celebrated as Remy's faithful husband? But the backlash wasn't just gossip. Brands started to pull away. A sneaker company that had partnered with Papoose quietly removed his face from their promotional material. Social media detectives noticed the change, and within minutes, screenshots went viral. Fans speculated that sponsors feared being linked to a messy cheater scandal. Claressa, meanwhile, saw her follower count skyrocket. In just 24 hours, she gained nearly 300,000 new followers. Her IG live replay was reposted thousands of times across YouTube, TikTok, and blogs, with fans dissecting every tear, every pause, and every sentence for hidden meaning. The biggest shock came when a clip of Remy performing at a small event surfaced online. Between songs, the crowd shouted, "Claressa!" and Remy smirked, shaking her head before replying into the mic, "I don't do free promo." That single line went viral overnight. Supporters praised her for staying unbothered, while critics accused her of dismissing Claressa's pain. Even sports media joined the circus, given Claressa's boxing fame. ESPN analysts debated whether this scandal could distract her training or impact her sponsorships. One commentator bluntly said, "She's bringing personal mess into her professional lane, and it's gonna cost her." Fans of Claressa clapped back, calling out the double standard when male athletes cheated. The focus was never on their training being affected. The industry reactions only widened the divide. Some celebs, especially women, sympathized with Claressa, highlighting manipulation and emotional betrayal. Others sided with Remy, emphasizing marriage, loyalty, and Claressa's decision to enter a messy situation knowingly. And then, there were those who dragged Pap, saying he had embarrassed both women, destroyed his image, and deserved the downfall. Public debates turned into all-out wars. Spaces on Twitter hosted thousands of listeners with titles like Team Claressa, V's Team Remy, and Did Pap Ruin His Legacy? Fans argued fiercely, some bringing receipts of old interviews where Pap swore loyalty to Remy, others pointing to Claressa's posts as undeniable proof. But the industry wasn't just reacting. Moves were being made behind the scenes. A blogger claimed Claressa was negotiating an exclusive sit-down interview with a major outlet, ready to tell her truth unfiltered. Meanwhile, whispers suggested Remy was preparing a diss track, planning to address the scandal musically instead of online. The stage was set. The public was divided, the industry was reacting, and every move added more layers to an already tangled mess. But as wild as the reactions were, nobody could have predicted the final twist that was about to flip this story upside down once again. Just when fans thought the mess couldn't possibly get any deeper, the final twist ripped the roof off the entire scandal. For days, Claressa had been teasing more proof. Blogs speculated endlessly. Would it be another voicemail, another blurry photo, or a private DM? But nobody was prepared for what actually dropped late at night. An anonymous Twitter account with the handle @BoxingTruthAndCut uploaded a short clip, allegedly showing Papoose and Claressa in a dimly lit hotel room. The video wasn't long, only 13 seconds, but it was enough to send the internet into hysteria. A man who looked exactly like Pap was seen sitting on the edge of the bed, shirt off, laughing as Claressa's voice in the background said, "Don't hide your face now." The timing was suspicious. Within minutes, the clip was deleted, but by then it had already been downloaded, screen recorded, and reposted 1,000 times over. Blogs plastered it everywhere with captions like, "The final receipt." Claressa wasn't lying. Fans erupted. Some screamed, "It's Pap. Case closed." Others questioned, why is the video so short? Why was it deleted? Is someone framing him? The mystery only fueled more obsession. But here's where the real shocker came. Insiders claimed the leak didn't come from Claressa at all. According to whispers from industry blogs, the account that posted the video was linked to someone inside Remy Ma's own circle. If true, this meant Remy might have known about Pap's secret rendezvous all along. And someone close to her had decided to quietly air it out to destroy both. Pap and Claressa at the same time. The betrayal stung deeper than any lyric or Instagram post. If Remy's own people were involved, it suggested she had either sanctioned the leak or lost control of her circle completely. Either way, the image of Remy being untouchable and Pap being loyal had been shattered beyond repair. And then, boom, Claressa posted a chilling Instagram story, a black screen with white text. "I told y'all I wasn't the only one with receipts, more to come," fans screamed. Did she mean there were more videos? Full conversations? Screenshots of intimate messages? Suddenly, the storyline wasn't just about whether Pap cheated. It was about who was holding the biggest bombshell. And when they'd drop it, the industry went silent for a moment, almost bracing for what would come next. A radio DJ claimed on air that a major diss record was being prepared behind the scenes, not from Remy, not from Pap, but from another rapper who had ties to both. That rumor alone had fans guessing names: Fat Joe, Jim Jones, or someone unexpected. As if that wasn't enough. A wild new twist spun out of nowhere. An alleged court filing surfaced online showing Claressa's name next to Papoose's in a legal dispute over personal property. The paperwork, though unverified, suggested there may have been a serious fallout involving money, gifts, or even hush agreements. Blogs latched onto it instantly, with headlines screaming, "Is Pap paying Claressa to stay quiet?" The cliffhanger was brutal. Was the hotel video real? Who leaked it? Claressa, Remy's camp, or another player entirely? Would Remy finally speak directly instead of throwing cryptic shade? And was Claressa sitting on even bigger proof that could completely destroy Papoose's reputation and legacy? As the dust settled, one thing was undeniable. The loyal husband image Pap built for decades was now cracked beyond recognition. Claressa's reputation was hanging on by a thread, and Remy's silence was only making fans hungrier for her side of the story. And just before logging off for the night, Claressa posted one last dagger. "You thought the fight was over? This is just round one." The internet froze. Was she hinting at a bigger drop? A full interview? A diss track? Nobody knew, and that's what made it the perfect cliffhanger. Because if this was only round one, then the next round promised to be nothing short of an all-out war. And there you have it, the messiest, rawest, and most unpredictable turn in this love triangle saga yet. Claressa Shields' IG posts weren't just random shade, they cracked open a vault of receipts, cliques and betrayals that no one saw coming. From voice notes to late-night hotel clips, from Remy's cryptic shade to Pap's silence, every single move has been more dramatic than the last. And just when fans thought it was over, Claressa herself promised, "This is just round one." So now the million-dollar question is, where does this story go from here? Does Claressa really have more proof? Maybe full conversations or unreleased videos that could finally collapse Papoose's image once and for all? Will Remy step into the spotlight and unleash a diss track, putting both Pap and Claressa in their place? Or will Pap finally break his silence and try to clean up the mess before his entire legacy crumbles? We want to hear from you. Do you believe the hotel clip was real? Or do you think it was planted by someone in Remy's circle to destroy both Claressa and Pap? Was Claressa a victim of manipulation? Or did she knowingly step into dangerous territory with a married man and now can't handle the fallout? And most importantly, is this drama about love, loyalty, or power in the hip-hop game? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Don't hold back. This is your chance to weigh in on a scandal that could reshape how fans see one of hip-hop's most legendary couples. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications because, trust me, when round two drops, you do not want to miss it. The next twist might just be the one that shocks the entire industry.